The phrase "find your passion" is so overused these days, I almost hate to use it here. But when it comes to deciding what you want to do with your life, it's just so damn obvious. You have to find what it is that makes you happy and energized, and it has to be something you want to do every day for hours upon hours. And you might figure that out at the most unexpected moments. When people find out I'm the founder of PopSugar, I often get asked, "How did you do it?" Or "How can I get a cool job like that?" Finding your passion takes time, sometimes a decade or two, and your dream job might not even exist yet. Though I found success at a relatively young age, I could never have done at the age of 22 what I did at 29. But I want you to be able to find it. I want to help you find your perfect intersection of passion and talent. I'm not saying I have all the answers. In fact, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, I pretty much had zero answers. People came to me for life advice. I was a good listener, so friends would share their relationship issues or vent about work, and I would do my best to take it all in and come up with sound advice. Based on my long-lasting friendships, I'd say I didn't steer anyone majorly in the wrong direction. But what did I really know then? Of course, at the time, I thought I knew a lot, but in reality, I was never the smartest kid in school or the biggest overachiever. I was a slow learner with low reading comprehension and was even tested for learning disabilities. I definitely wasn't a straight-A student, and I didn't go to an Ivy League college. But I worked really hard, at least hard enough to get into George Washington University, which I am still very proud of as a life accomplishment. Yet I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up until, well, I was 29. And I'm here to tell you it's absolutely okay if you don't know yet either. In high school and college, I was a total night owl, but not because I was pulling all-nighters to study or stay out and party. I much preferred sacrificing sleep to watching late-night talk shows or seeing a double feature. Back then, I felt like I wasn't good at anything except knowing lots of useless information, like who was going to be on what new TV show or which designer worked at which fashion house. I was the friend everyone turned to when they wanted to know what a celebrity was wearing or doing. People would ask me for advice on beauty products because I always had something new in my purse. And of course, I killed it in that game Celebrity. Everyone wanted me on their team. But trusted product recommender or professional celebrity trivia game player aren't really viable career options, right? Turned out I was wrong. I firmly believe that what you find yourself doing in your spare time is the passion you should pursue. Don't decide what you want to do with your life. Let your life tell you what your path is. This may sound flippant or too easy, and frankly, it may take years to even figure out your path, much less get your dream job. The key is knowing how to find the clues. When I look back on my college years, my early career, and even all the way back to my childhood, I realized there were clues all along the way telling me what to do with my life. The unlikely epiphany. One night in 1997, my boyfriend, Brian, my now husband, came home with a TV pilot he knew I would love. "This show is going to be the next Beverly Hills 90210, he said. I was a junior in college, and I had never gotten early access to a TV pilot before. But college dropout Brian had moved to New York to work as the web guy at J.Crew's corporate headquarters, and his new employer was dressing the show's cast. We sat down to watch it that night, and I was not only glued to the screen, I was in tears by the final scene. Admittedly, I'm a sucker for a good drama and often shed tears when the writing is intense and the music plays with my emotions. But this time it was different. I was emotional for a whole other reason. At that moment, I had an epiphany. I realized I wanted to work in entertainment. I thought, I want to do that. I want to create content to decide who would be on TV and when. I didn't exactly know what that job was, I just knew I wanted it. The show was called Dawson's Creek, and I've been an avid fan of the cast, specifically Joshua Jackson, ever since. Basically, Dawson's Creek changed my life. Sometimes the most random and unexpected triggers can lead to huge epiphanies. So if you find yourself getting super emotional about something, pay attention. Personal passions plus talent equals winning. One thing that's very important, now more than ever, is to remember that it's totally okay not to know. That's the most valuable piece of advice I wish I could give my younger self, especially in my 20s, in that after-college uncertainty. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do for a living, or what you want to do next from your career. It's okay if you aren't sure whether or not you want to have kids, or even if you don't know what TV show to binge watch next. It's also okay to change your mind. It's okay if you get accepted into law school and realize after a year that you'd rather work at a nonprofit. I've interviewed a lot of 20-somethings, and yes, there are women in their 20s who know exactly what they want to do and are incredibly driven to do it. But they are the minority. Just like those people you hear about who at the age of 3 knew they wanted to be on stage or winning gold medals. You think, should I feel like a failure if I don't know this? Or if I don't have some incredible talent? Definitely not. In fact, some people who know at an early age still change their minds. So do people who have worked in the same career for 20 years. What matters in your life and what brings you satisfaction can change dramatically over time as your lifestyle evolves, as you master new skills, or as new opportunities present themselves. Especially with the way technology is constantly altering how we live and work, your future dream job may not be invented yet. As a mother of 3 girls, I look at my kids and already I'm like, what is their calling? Will they be a star athlete or maybe a musician? A girl who codes, or is she a scientist? Or is it something entirely new that I can't predict? Again, it's okay not to know. Your entire life is about figuring that out, and you may have many different successful careers. Whether you are 15, 25, or 35, don't stress. As long as you are trying new things and adapting to the world at large, there is a place for you. Some people just find their place earlier than others. As a mom, I try not to drive myself nuts figuring out what my kids' talents are at such a young age. We overschedule our kids these days to expose them to all sorts of activities and help them to figure out what they are interested in. We're helping develop their brains and bodies, but we're also looking for signs. Are they gifted? Do they have a calling? You know what? Most kids don't have a calling. Like you, they're just trying to figure it out. For most of us, these answers come over time. It's important to play around and discover what turns you on and what gets you excited, because you should probably learn more about whatever that is. Think about what's on the agenda of your best day ever and let that list govern your decisions. Consider both the topics you are passionate about and the activities and tasks that get you excited. Like how I love TV and movies, but I also enjoy giving advice. The end goal shouldn't be the job your parents want you to have or the job where you think you'll make the most money. Sure, more money makes life easier, but it isn't the only measure of success. There are plenty of uber-rich people who are absolutely miserable. Your goal should be to create the life that's the most satisfying and rewarding to you. If you focus on working hard and following your passions, you will be a more successful and happier person.